No,
power rules everything.
Yeah, I know. I get it. So nothing but yeah, I get it. I understand. It's a great segue into the next one right here.
Trump's economic plan hinges on tax cuts, tariffs, and immigration crackdown. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump will retake the White House with ambitious plans for broad import tariffs, immigration restrictions, and additional tax cuts that analysts say delivering a short-term boost to the economy, but also large budget deficits, weaker workforce growth, and higher inflation. Trump, a Republican who defeated Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris in Tuesday's presidential election, will inherit an economy under Democratic President Joe Biden, has recently outperformed the rest of the developed world with a hefty margin, and has managed to dodge a widely predicted recession, even as the Federal Reserve lifted interest rates aggressively to rein in the worst inflation since 1980s. The soft landing lowers inflation. Let's talk about this. He's getting a booming, so he ruined the country. I mean, he ran into the ground. Joe Biden fixed it. So now it's going to seem like for 2 years, hey, he came in because people are idiots. So
this is what I've been saying already, man. All the stuff that you just read in that article is exactly what I've been telling everybody already, man.
Hold on. For one, Trump wants to extend all his 2017 tax cuts that are due to expire after 2025.
Blow up the deficit.
But during the campaign, he has added calls for a hefty new breaks, including exempting payments from Social Security retirement programs, tips, and overtime income from taxation. With no proposed offsetting revenues other than tariffs, the federal deficit is expected to mushroom. Trump's 10-year deficit increase forecast ranges from $3 trillion to the Conservative Tax Foundation to $7 trillion for the Penn-Wharton budget model.
I mean, this will be the second time. I mean, but anyway, I'm just like, you gotta.
We get what we get.
I feel like, to be honestly, Kamala Harris's people didn't do her any favors by not telling her to go stand in front of the buildings that they helped to build. They helped to build semiconductor plants in Arizona. They helped to build high-speed rails in California. They helped to build a lot of things that are happening for this country. We have moved manufacturing forward by 800,000 jobs. This is the second time that Trump will inherit a booming economy. The second time. He crashed the last one that he had. He doubled the deficit. This is before COVID even happened. He doubled the deficit immediately with these tax cuts, no adjacent spending cuts. What they're going to do now is he's gotten Elon Musk. He's going to bring him in and have him do spending cuts. He's talking about $2 trillion in spending cuts. Who do you think that's those? And he said it's going to come with some pain. Who do you think he's talking about? Going to go through pain.
When people think about, welfare, food stamps and stuff, they instantly go to African Americans, thinking we are the ones, and they're giving it to immigrants too. Nah, bruh.
Over 60% of food stamps go to white Americans.
Yes, and in the Midwest. Like the poorest states in the Midwest.
Down south, Midwest. You know what I mean? Everywhere, we all know. The same people who sat around here.
There's no one he can point the finger at and be like, well, the Democrats are doing this in the House or they're doing this in the Senate to stop you. No, bro, they're going to have to take it. There's no one else you can blame. And the whole thing is you're going to sit here, you cut off your nose to spite your face, but it's fine. The whole reason I say all this, look, the man tried to overthrow the government. You should have locked them all up right then and there, but you didn't. We shouldn't have been in this predicament in the first place. But the reason you got to hear, it's like the same old thing. Like, remember Ammo Bundy? Ammo Bundy was a dude. I believe he was, I don't know if he was in Texas or if he was he's in Idaho now. Anyways, he had cows and they were feeding off federal land. So the federal government came to seize his stuff, bro, and they had an armed standoff with the federal government, and the federal government backed off. Then his people went to Oregon, and they took over a park. You know what I'm saying? They had another armed standoff with the government. You never heard of Ammo Bundy? This was like 3-4 years ago. Yeah. And so now he lives in Utah because he has a warrant in Idaho and stuff, but it's just the same thing. It's like, if you don't stop these people from doing what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? They continue to do it. And they're scared. They're scared to lock him up because the Democrats are weak. And your weakness is the reason you lost your country. Your weakness is the reason you'll never get it back. And your weakness is the reason that everyone is going to suffer.
Yep.
I'm not blaming Donald Trump and his voters because they knew what they were getting into. He preached about everything he preached about. The Democrats, you never showed power. You showed weakness. You wanted to go and try to make everything fair. And the other side doesn't play fair. You're idiots. You've played yourself. The Democrats need to change their party. I mean, there's never going to be another election again anyways. So
it's tough, man. I mean,
it's over. It's over. I mean, America's gone. The democracy is over. You can, oh no, he's talking. Nope. Democracy is over. We have a dictator. Donald Trump is not right in the head. He's not. He's old and senile. He's going to be the king.
I can't do anything. I'm gonna keep it real, but really agree with where you're coming from with it, because everyone knows they gave him immunity. He has the Supreme Court now. He has the Senate. He has the House. What do you think? He's already talking about mass deportations. His first day in office. You think police immunity? Listen to the stuff they are coming in and getting rid of large departments in the federal government and replacing them with Trump loyalists. Listen to where he's coming from. I mean, he's basically, when to do mass deportations, talking about day one. Who are you going to send in to go do these mass deportations?
Who's going to do the jobs that the immigrants are doing now?
I mean, bigger than that. Who's going to send in these people to do these mass? Who are you going to send in on day one? You're not going to have you're not going to have any kind of militarized kind of wing of like local governments that can do it. Police can't do it. Who are you going to send in? The National Guard? That's like militarizing your streets by sending in any military force to do this. We've never had that happen that I know of. We've had to militarize our streets.
And we never had a person that has 34 felonies, been twice, has two, impeached twice.
Yeah. And
about to go to jail, become president. It's going to be a first for everything. Yes, they're going to use the National Guard until they can get their own military force.
If they use the National Guard, anyway, we should.
Anybody that's of color has to walk around with their papers on them. I have to prove I'm a U.S. citizen now. Well, I don't have to prove shit. Pull me over and say some funky stuff, bro. We can hold court right then and there because I don't play that. I ain't a marcher.
Hey, it's like this. I mean, they got immunity now. Basically, they're going to be able to pull you over and say whatever the hell they want to. This country's been taken over, like he said. It's the truth. It's been hijacked.
What hasn't been? It hasn't been hijacked. It's just returning back to its roots of what it was created to be.
Absolutely,
this is exactly what it was before. They just worked on it. They worked on being nicer to people.
You got the people sitting back. Oh, it's going to be okay. This and the third. And you got people who look like me agreeing with that stuff. Listen, looking at these people like this. These people really care about you, and they really only care about themselves. They barely can care about that. But they really don't give a damn about you. You know what I mean? Like when you really look at it, they're like, oh, blacks and Latinos are voted for. I heard this girl on my page like blacks. I'm like, man, every time they would love to use black and this other thing, but still black people voted overwhelmingly.
Somebody was like, "Oh,
for Kamala Harris,
blaming black men for not voting for him." I'm like, it's a collective.
It's a collective, but it'll be just a large chunk of us that did not. That were that. To me, I don't know. To me, their politics seemed flawed when you really even listen to what they had to say. It didn't even make sense.
It didn't make sense. Look, you lost the black vote because you're bringing in rappers. And I told you that. You're like, oh, this is just entertainment. I'm like, nah, bro, you're not bringing in. If you're going to bring in a rapper, bring in Killer Mike.
Who are they going to bring in that was going to help them gain the black vote? When they had her as their presidential nominee.
Look, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Quavo are used as propaganda against the black community. They do not make positive black music at all. There's nothing positive about their message. If you would have got a David Banner, a Killer Mike, or even a Rico Nasty, bro, and you probably never even heard of Rico Nasty, or even a Rhapsody, that would make more sense. They were not with her as the lead candidate. They would have had a better chance winning the black vote with Biden as lead candidate. Even though Biden was going through what he's going through right now, they might have won more of the black vote with him. Probably not, because he would have probably looked really, really, really bad leading up into this thing right here. But if a man would have been the presidential nominee, I think he would have won more of the black vote. Might even won more of the woman vote. I heard a lot of women say that a woman should not be president. Yeah,
I heard that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dang, that's how you feel about yourself.
I worked in a building with nothing but women. They're territorial. And man.
So what do you think? Do you think that they were right by saying that?
No, I think like this, like if you're going up a candidate against a person like Donald Trump, you need another man to go against him. I don't care how progressive you think you are in America. Donald Trump is a white man's man. All right. You can't just you already tried that.
The only one to beat him was another white male. That's true.
Yeah. You gotta, especially what he's talking, you gotta put another white person against him.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
Or Barack Obama.
Man, Barack can't run. That's the only problem.
Can he?
No, you can't. He only two terms.
Yeah, we're going to see. Watch what happens.
RFK Jr. says entire departments at FDA have to go. Former presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is slated to hold a potentially big role in a new Trump administration, said Wednesday there are entire departments within the Food and Drug Administration that have to go. In some categories, there are entire departments like the nutrition department at the FDA that have to go. They are not doing their job. They're not protecting our kids, Kennedy said during an interview. Kennedy endorsed President-elect Trump in August after initially running as a Democratic candidate for the president and then as an independent. Trump's win in the presidential race sets Kennedy up as a winner himself, who is likely to play some kind of role and health care for the Trump administration. Kennedy last week said Trump assured him that he would get a role in the White House if he won the presidential election. I mean, this is
one of the programs, FDA. That's what I mean.
Nutrition
what is the
program.
FDA
Those are for kids. I mean, he's going to get rid of the whole department of it?
Have you seen the food that they serve the kids in school? It's disgusting. Have you seen the food that they serve?
So get rid of it.
Might as well
get rid of it instead of changing the food that they do serve the kids.
Look, they don't have plans to.
You think he's going to spend more money on serve? Because we both know that processed foods and stuff. I'm not saying they're just giving them processed food,
FDA approved,
but the food that they give them. Let me just say this: the food that they give them. You think they're going to pay more money to give them fresher food?
No.
They don't even want to give them free lunch or free free breakfast.
You're not even allowed to eat the food that we eat here out of this country.
I'm not saying that.
All this food is FDA approved.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, okay, so do you believe, so he's going to get rid of this nutrition department at the schools. They don't even want to give the kids free lunch and free breakfast in school.
Nope.
So do you believe that they're going to give them better food? That's his plan.
Oh, if the FDA got, no. The states, like I'm telling you, what's going to happen here, and I'm going to tell you what's happening, because he won the election fair and square, because they was ready for violence if he didn't win. What's going to happen is he's going to be about a year, maybe 2 years into his, I'll give him about a year and a half, because he's going to come in quick. They're going to move quick. They're going to move fast.
Very, very fast. They're ready to go.
States are going to fight back and succeed.
I don't know about that. It's going to be tough to do. I mean, I think
the whole West Coast can succeed right now and be fine. States are going to fight back. Look, they're going to change so much stuff, and people are going to realize what they did to themselves.
If states seceded from America, man, America would fight. It would be a war. You know, I mean, you think that we're going to allow a foreign government, basically a state will become, to secede from us and be either within our borders? They're not giving up land. That's what America's not going to do.
So do you think that everyone's just going to lay down and take everything that's going to happen?
I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of fighting.
Hey, ladies, you're going to get more time than the man that raped you if you try to have an abortion. But hey, keep voting. Hey, black guys, the police are going to roll up on you and just say you look like Antoine and shoot you. But hey, keep voting. Hey, don't worry. Your kids are going to go to school and they're going to eat hot trash and learn about fake history. But don't worry. Keep voting.
How about not voting? Keep not voting, because that's what just happened. They're saying 14 million people did not vote. That's what they're basically coming out as. Maybe 14, 10. When all the votes are counted, we'll see then fully the full number that kind of transpires. But that's what they're saying. People did not vote. I mean, whatever it is, there's a large portion of society that did not turn out to vote.
I don't want to hear him say nothing.
It was not galvanized.
I don't want to hear him say nothing, bro. Like, if he won fair and square, he won fair and square. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to, and some people are like, you're like, where's the other 20 million votes? And a lot of people are like, that's why they said the election was stolen last time. Because there was extra 20 million people that voted, or people were galvanized because you look at it and they're like, we're going to get out and vote. We're going to make sure we are. But I don't think people really had a lot of people were not swayed by her. Less votes than he did last time.
I mean, if the voting not over, it's only be by a couple million, if anything. But I think what did he get, 76 this time?
He's at 71 right now. Last year he got 7. Last time he got 74.
So I mean, maybe less people came out to vote. We don't know
bro,
yet.
Record highs. Come on now. Like I'm saying, something's not adding up there.
That's fine.
If you had record numbers of voters that came out, record numbers, and the numbers are less, that doesn't make any sense. Votes are not being counted.
We're going to dig into it deeper. Trust me, man. I mean, another thing. I mean, we're going to see, man. But